Right now, something deep inside your body might be lying to you. That random itch. A false alarm from ancient parasite defense. Your anxiety could be leftover programming from a brain-hacking worm. Even your nightmares, your cravings, your love for cats. None of it might be entirely, because for thousands of years, parasites have been quietly rewiring our brains. And guess what? Some of their tricks still work. Let's get right into it. Number 6. The itch reflex that isn't about itching. Let's talk about itching. Not the kind caused by bug bites or that one mystery sweater from the back of your closet. I mean the totally random, middle-of-nowhere itch that hits you when there's nothing wrong. You scratch. It spreads. You scratch again. Now your whole arm is involved, and somehow you've become a one-person flea circus. Here's the twist. That itch might not be about skin at all. It might be a vestigial parasite defense mechanism, a leftover alarm system that your body still runs, even when there's no parasite to fight. Back when your ancestors were covered in more hair and way more bugs, scratching was a key self-defense move. Lice, mites, fleas. If something creepy was crawling on you, your skin would scream, code red, and boom, you start scratching to evict the squatters. But now, most of us aren't covered in bugs. And yet the itch remains, especially when we see or hear about parasites. In fact, there's even a term for it. Delusory parasitosis or formication. No, not that kind. It means the feeling of insects crawling on your skin. Your brain hears the word parasite, and suddenly every inch of your skin is staging a revolt. That's because this system evolved to overreact, not underreact. Better to false alarm over a stray hair than miss the real threat crawling into your armpit. Also, itching is contagious. Ever notice that? Watching someone else scratch can make you itch. This social mirroring might have helped early humans avoid infestations by triggering grooming behavior in groups. See someone scratching? Check yourself. Survival of the least gross. Basically, every phantom itch you feel is your skin throwing hands with ghosts from the parasite-filled past. Number 5. The worm that weaponized anxiety. Let's say you're walking through a swamp barefoot. Gross, sure, but nothing you can't handle. Until a tiny worm slithers in through your skin and rides your bloodstream like it's a lazy river straight into your brain. Fun. Enter schistosoma, also known as the blood fluke, because brainworm that hates you didn't make it past the PR department. This parasite has been infecting humans for thousands of years, and while it mostly prefers your organs and bloodstream, it can affect your brain, and more importantly, your behavior. Studies on parasitic worms like schisto and its buddies have found links to increased levels of neuroinflammation, anxiety, depression, and even impulse control disorders. Think of it this way. Your body's trying to fight off this squatter, and in the chaos, your brain's emotional thermostat breaks. And this isn't just theoretical. Populations in areas with high parasitic infections often have higher levels of anxiety-related disorders, especially in untreated cases. It's like the parasite is tossing a wrench into the machinery, and suddenly your brain is interpreting everything as a threat, even if it's just a leaf brushing your leg. From an evolutionary standpoint, this messed-up anxiety loop might have had a silver lining. Our ancestors who got jittery, paranoid, and obsessed with cleanliness were more likely to avoid contaminated water, rotting meat, or that one cousin who kept licking frogs. Those who didn't, well, natural selection says hi. So yeah, your anxiety might feel irrational sometimes. But deep down, it could be a leftover program designed to dodge invisible worms hell-bent on turning you into their Airbnb. Basically, your social anxiety might have started as parasite avoidance software. Now it just makes you sweat at dinner parties. Number 4. Nightmares as parasite training simulators. Let's talk about nightmares. Those chaotic 3 a.m. horror films your brain produces for free, complete with chase scenes, monsters, and sudden teeth loss. We've all had them, and most of the time they make absolutely zero sense. But what if nightmares had an ancient purpose, like prepping you for parasite disaster? Here's the theory. Nightmares evolved as biological simulations to help you survive very real threats, especially things that sneak, crawl, burrow, or bite. Think about it. The kinds of fears we see in nightmares, being chased, suffocating, being trapped, or consumed, are all terrifyingly consistent across cultures and history. And a lot of them line up disturbingly well with what parasites or predators actually do. Some scientists believe that nightmares act as a kind of evolutionary training montage. Your brain runs worst-case scenarios during REM sleep to help you react faster to real dangers. Basically, you're asleep, but here's how not to die when things go squish in the night. And it doesn't stop at survival drills. Some nightmare imagery may be direct throwbacks to past generations' encounters with parasitic infections, like the feeling of bugs crawling under your skin or something foreign inside your body. Because guess what? That was reality for a lot of early humans. Even modern trauma dreams, like being trapped, violated, or invaded, might have been useful once, warning signs of environmental dangers, predators, or parasitic infestations. Today, though, your brain's still screening alien sequels while you sleep, but there's no worm to dodge, just taxes and deadlines. Which makes it extra awkward when you wake up gasping, heart pounding, because dream you swallowed a squid in slow motion. Basically, your nightmares are just ancient parasite defense drills with way too much special effects budget. Number 3. The parasite that makes you love cats. Ever feel like your cat secretly owns you? Like you're not the pet owner, you're the butler with Stockholm Syndrome? Well, surprise, there's an ancient parasite that might be behind your feline obsession. Meet Toxoplasma gondii, a microscopic puppet master that infects roughly 1/3 of the global population. That's right, you might already be carrying this tiny freeloader and have no idea. It starts in cats, of course, gets into their poop, then into rodents, and, brace yourself, then into humans. Yay, but here's where it gets sketchy. In rodents, Toxo rewires their brains to stop fearing cats. It literally makes mice attracted to the smell of cat urine. Romantic, right? The mouse then waddles toward danger and gets eaten, which is exactly what Toxo wants. It completes its life cycle in a cat's digestive tract, and to do that, it needs the mouse to become lunch. But humans? We're accidental hosts. Toxo doesn't need us, but it still messes with us anyway, like a bored god tinkering with ants. Studies have linked Toxo to increased risk-taking behavior, slower reaction times, and even more reckless driving. Some scientists think it might influence personality, making people more anxious, impulsive, or, in men, more aggressive. Oh, and Toxo can persist in your brain for life, just hanging out, like an ancient squatter who pays no rent and occasionally turns your risk meter down to 0. So the next time you find yourself buying cat toys your cat won't use, or making eye contact with a stray and feeling a mystical connection, just remember, it might not be you. It might be the parasite whispering, "Buy the tuna." Basically, your brain is carrying a tiny mind hacker that really, really likes cats. Number 2. Your brain's parasite-fueled superpower? Paranoia. Let's be real. Sometimes, your brain acts like a shady detective in a tinfoil hat. It overanalyzes glances, invents worst-case scenarios, and is absolutely convinced that someone, somewhere, is trying to screw you over. But get this, paranoia may have evolved thanks to parasites. Paranoia isn't always delusional. In evolutionary psychology, it's often framed as a threat detection system on overdrive. It's what kept your ancestors alive when that weird neighbor started coughing during the Black Plague, or when someone brought home undercooked mammoth meat. And here's the link. Parasites are invisible threats. You can't hear them coming. You can't outrun them. The only defense? Hypervigilance, disgust, suspicion, maybe even irrational fear. Your ancestors who were paranoid about infection lived. The chill ones? Not so much. Studies have found correlations between heightened disease threat and increased mistrust of strangers, strict social norms, and even more authoritarian attitudes. Basically, when the brain detects parasite danger, it starts playing defense, socially, emotionally, and sometimes aggressively. So yeah, that low-key fear that someone's going to breathe on your snack or ruin your immune system. That might be the ancient parasitic alarm bell. And while it sometimes goes off for no reason, it's been keeping humans alive for millennia. Basically, your paranoia isn't always a glitch. Sometimes, it's ancestral antivirus software running in the background. Number 1. You're just the latest host. Let's end on a cheerful thought. You are not the final product of evolution. You're a habitat, a walking, talking biosphere. And many of the things you think, fear, crave, or avoid have been nudged, twisted, or outright written by creatures that didn't care about you. They cared about surviving in you. From your gut microbes making you moody, To old instincts telling you to run from holes, to random cravings rooted in worm-fighting strategies. Your mind isn't just your own. It's a collage of evolutionary hacks, psychological band-aids, and parasitic leftovers. And the wildest part? Some of these parasites are long gone, but the behaviors they trained into us never left. They're the ghosts in the machine, the ancient influencers, the real-life body snatchers who taught your brain how to survive, even if it meant being a little paranoid, a little weird, and very, very itchy. So the next time your instincts don't make sense, ask yourself, who programmed this? Because it might not have been you. That's all for today. I'll be making similar videos in the future. Subscribe to see them.